A United States Navy commander, a man who spent decades in some of the most dangerous situations on Earth, was asked, "What is the one habit that changed your life?" He said, "Making my bed every morning before anything else." Hello everyone, I'm Leo. This is day 5 of the 30-day English Habit Challenge. And today, I'm going to convince you that 2 minutes and an unmade bed might be the most important thing standing between you and a better day. Make your bed every morning, as soon as you get out of it. Now, when I tell people this habit, they laugh. "Leo, I came here for life-changing advice, and you're telling me to make my bed?" Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. And here's why. In 2014, Admiral William McRaven gave a famous speech at the University of Texas. He said, "If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed." And then he explained why. When you wake up in the morning and you make your bed, you have completed the first task of the day. It's a small task. It takes less than 2 minutes. But you completed it. And that completion does something to your brain. It gives you what psychologists call a small win. Research by Harvard professor Teresa Amabile found that the single greatest motivator for human beings is the feeling of making progress, even small progress. She called it the progress principle. When you complete your first task before you've even had coffee, your brain receives a signal. We are a person who does things. We follow through. We can do more. And that quiet confidence carries into everything that follows. McRaven also said something else that has stayed with me. He said, "And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better." Think about that. The worst days, when nothing works, when you feel like you've failed at everything, you come home and your bed is made. You did that. Before the day became hard, before the failures piled up, you did one thing right. And no matter what happened after, that remains true. I want to share something personal. There was a period in my life when things were genuinely difficult. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of stress, a lot of days when getting out of bed felt like an achievement in itself. And I kept this one habit going through all of it. Making my bed every morning. It sounds small, but it was one of the few things I could control. Everything else felt chaotic, but my bed, I could make my bed. And every morning when I did it, I felt something. Not happiness, not optimism, but a quiet sense of agency. I did something. I'm still here. I can do the next thing. That is what this habit gives you, not a tidy bedroom. Agency, the sense that you are in control of something, even on the days when you feel like you're in control of nothing. Now, practically speaking, making your bed doesn't mean creating a hotel masterpiece with perfectly folded corners and artfully arranged pillows. It means pull the duvet up, straighten the pillows, make it look intentional. 2 minutes maximum. This is not a decorating exercise. It's a discipline exercise. Some of you live with a partner or family members who are still sleeping when you leave the house. In that case, make your side. Fold your blanket. Straighten your pillow. The habit is about your action, not the perfect result. And here's something interesting that happens when you do this consistently. After a few weeks, you stop thinking about whether to make your bed. It just happens, automatically, before your brain even has a chance to argue with you. And that moment when a habit becomes automatic is one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. Because it means you no longer need motivation to do it. You've graduated beyond motivation. The habit carries itself. There's a concept in psychology called behavioral activation. It means that action creates motivation, not the other way around. Most people wait until they feel motivated to act. But the research shows that acting first, even a small action, is what creates the motivation to continue. Making your bed is behavioral activation at its simplest. You don't need to feel motivated. You just do it. And then, because you did it, you feel motivated to do the next thing, and the next. The action created the momentum. I want you to think about the English learner equivalent of this. How many times have you waited until you felt like practicing English? Until you felt confident enough, ready enough, good enough? And the day passed without any practice because the motivation never came? Making your bed teaches you something important. Don't wait for motivation. Act. And let the action create the motivation. That is a lesson that applies to every habit in this challenge, and to your English, and to your life. Let's practice some important phrases from today. I'll say each one slowly. You repeat it out loud. Don't just think it, say it. I finish what I start. Again, with conviction. I finish what I start. Small wins build big confidence. Repeat. Small wins build big confidence. I am someone who does things. One more time. I am someone who does things. I make my bed, I start my day, I move forward. Again, I make my bed, I start my day, I move forward. Say these phrases tomorrow morning, right after you make your bed. Let them be the soundtrack to your first small win of the day. English word of the day. Today's word is discipline. Dis-si-plin. Discipline means the ability to do something consistently, even when you don't feel like it. Not punishment, not restriction. Discipline as freedom. The freedom that comes from habits so strong you don't need to rely on motivation every single day. Making my bed is my daily discipline. Or, discipline is choosing long-term results over short-term comfort. Or, I don't need motivation, I have discipline. And a second word, momentum. Mo-men-tum. Momentum is the energy and force that builds when you keep moving forward. Like a ball rolling downhill, the more it rolls, the faster and easier it becomes. My morning habits build momentum for my whole day. Or, one small win gives me the momentum to keep going. Discipline starts the ball rolling. Momentum keeps it going. Today's challenge. Make your bed tomorrow morning before you do anything else. Before your phone. Before your coffee. Before you leave your bedroom. Time yourself. I promise it will take less than 2 minutes. And notice, really notice, how you feel after. Then go to the comments and write, I made my bed today. I feel ____ in English. Tell us how it feels, because I think you might be surprised by how much a made bed changes your morning. Download your Day 5 daily card, and I'll see you on Day 6, where Belle is going to explain why a Harvard professor called a simple 5-minute habit the single most powerful tool you have to optimize your brain function. Not a gym, not a supplement, not meditation. Something simpler and more available. See you tomorrow. This is Leo. Make your bed. I'll be checking. See you on Day 6.